Thank you for tuning in to another episode of How Did You Get There, the podcast where it's all about the journey. It's about the twists and turns that have brought people to where they are right now. And today we have with us, well, if you're Jamaican, she needs no introduction, right? It's the baddest, Tifa, Tifa. But for people who might not know Tifa, she is Latifa Brown, also known as Tifa. She is a versatile artist. She is an entrepreneur. And Tifa, congratulations, featured on a Grammy Award-winning album.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
I know, right? But you've been doing a lot of this. I've been watching you and listening
I
to the
you
stories.
know what's funny? I took a break. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. But I mean, for those of you who don't know, we weren't besties, but I've known Phoebe since university. We actually went to the same
Yes, we
university.
went to the same
So I
university.
was like, all right, cool, cool. I slide through.
Yeah, shout out to Nikki and thanks so much, Tifa, for doing this. I really
No
appreciate
problems.
it. So let's start from university, right? Because you go to university and you do a whole degree, 3 years, 3 hard years. Why bother if you knew that music was the path that you were going to take? Or did you know it was the path you were going to take at that
You
point?
know what it is? I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and a lot of stepsisters, and I grew up with a lot of people in my household because my mom was like everybody's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And but I'm her only child.
Yes.
And she was just like, yeah, but one picnic. If you want to do this music thing, then you're gonna get a degree. I don't care what you want to do, but you're gonna get a degree. So that was a deal. You know what I mean? So had to do it. I never had a choice. I don't regret doing this at all. Okay, you must always have a plan B. Even though she's still in masking, you should go do your masters. I'm like, no, mommy, just go leave me alone. But yeah, that was the deal. She was just like, yeah, but one picnic, you're gonna get a degree. I'm like, all right, cool.
But you know, I respect that because I have two boys now, Tifa. Like, look at me, two boys, right? They might drive me up the wall. But hey, that's what it is. And I really struggle with this thing about whether or not you support your kids' dreams
Hmm.
or whether or not you push them towards what's practical.
You know what it is though? I'm grateful for my upbringing because she had a system from early up. Like you had to work for the things that you wanted. So you're okay,
Mm-hmm.
you want to go to this party, you have age, you want to go to this party, school is having a fit. Make sure that the average is an A average or at least a
Mm-hmm.
B plus average. Like we had like if we got good grades, we could do certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when certain big show did a keep and whatever, like me and my sisters, like all of us were there because we made sure that we got the good grades to do the things that we wanted to do. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even as a performer, like I was a part of Ashi for like all of my adolescence. It's a performing arts group for those who don't know. I literally like performed with them since I was like 9 up until I
Mm-hmm.
was like 18. Like I toured the Caribbean, US, like with them as a group, as a child. Um, and I was able to do those things because mommy had that barter system in place. Like, okay, so this is what you want to do. She saw that I had it in me from an early age. She's like, okay, so this is what you want to do. We'll have to hold out your end of the bargain. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful for that system.
And then while you were in Asha, because Asha is not just one discipline, right? You have to be able to sing, you have to be able to dance, you have to be able to act.
Hmm.
Why is it that we've not seen you on screen doing any acting?
I have. It's
Yeah?
funny because I was supposed to do this whole Netflix series and then COVID happened and then they scrapped the project. But I
No.
have, and I've been doing a lot of voice acting.
Yes.
So you might hear me, you don't even know it's me. I've been doing a lot of voice acting. Yeah, I was in, what's the movie called? This movie with Christopher Martin and Spice and all of us. It's not One Love, it's this other, what's it called? Like, I forgot what it's called. So I was in that movie.
We have to find
But
it.
I do it, but I do
Mhm.
mostly like voiceover acting and commercials and yeah.
Yeah. So the passion really is music.
Um, yes, but I do love all three performing arts. I
Yeah.
do,
Because
I
you're a
do.
good dancer from ever since.
Thank you.
So if Tifa weren't an artist, what would you be doing?
Some hustle, like no, probably real estate, probably. Um, I'm dabbling with the thought now of even doing my own ashi.
Yes, that would be so good.
Yeah, I'm dabbling with the thought of that now. But I'm a Sagittarius. I know it sounds like the TikTok videos.
Wild child.
I'm a
Sagittarius are
Sagittarius.
wild. You can't hold a Sag down.
So I am, you know what's crazy? I'm pretty good at most things. Like 90% of the things that
Yeah.
I do, like I'm pretty good at most things. So if it's lucrative and I see where I can make some money from it, I'm gonna invest in it. So I have, I have little other little things that, yeah.
I love the idea of reviving or doing your own version of Asher. Would you do that in Jamaica, in the States?
Both. Why not?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean
There's a
both.
you can't even come to the UK to, we can I'd love to see you do something like that because I
But you know
think
what? I mean, actually still in existence. I wouldn't really want to give them any competition. But but yeah, I have been dabbling with that thought a lot. Yeah.
yeah. I
Hmm.
think what I love about Jamaica is, and I don't see this here in the UK, for instance, we had JCDC. So if you were singing, you could be in the choir, you could sing. If you loved
Hmm.
speech, you could do speech. If you loved dance, you could do that. There was so much that we used to do with the performing arts, so many
Hmm.
avenues. So bringing something like that would be major, I think. So, if you're doing that, let me know because I
Definitely.
want to hear about it. So,
Definitely.
Latifa Brown, Tifa.
Hmm.
Who is Latifa Brown?
Latifa Brown is the fun friend, the wild friend, the friend that would be like, yo, let's drive to the grill in the middle of the night, which is like 4 hours,
Yeah.
and check into a hotel and just wild out.
Spontaneous.
Exactly. Latifa Brown is compassionate. If you're close enough to me, I mean, you will say I'm very protective over the people that I love. We fight for, we kill for them. Um, Latifa Brown, when she's not Tifa, is on stage. Sorry, is at the beach. Love the beach. I go to the beach at least 3 times a week.
Whoa.
Um, yeah, loves to cook. Um, yeah, that pretty much is who Latifa is. Or scheming and finding new ways to make money. Yeah.
Do you think when you meet people, they're open to seeing Latifa, or do you think they're just like, it's Tifa?
Um, it's hard. It's hard to gauge. Some people, like for example, you and I've been reconnecting with a lot of people from you in high school, like
Yeah.
within the last couple of months. They are happy to see Latifa, but enjoy the dynamic between Tifa and
Yes.
Latifa.
Mm-hmm.
Dating wise, people wise, they don't know they don't know the difference. And most people, you know what I mean, are intrigued by Tifa, are intrigued by what they see on stage or what they see on social media. So it's kind of hard to gauge with people. And I'm not that open to,
Mm-hmm.
exposing Latifa too quick. You know what I mean? She's always there, but the real, tight knit giver, you know what I mean, love on you. Yeah, so there it's weird. It's a weird little
Yeah.
dynamic. Yeah.
So how do you then know that the relationships that you have, whether they be friendships or even somebody wants to date you, how do you know that it's genuine?
You don't know. You never
Mm-hmm.
truly know. And I guess that's why we as artists, we go through so much and we all have these tell-all books and these moments that we sit down on podcasts and talk about these things because it bothers us and it's okay to talk about it now. You never truly genuinely know. You know what I mean? You can pick up the signs. No, it's a little bit different. When you're young, you're excited and you know what I mean. It's like you move from A to B and this is all happening so fast. But no, especially me, that's a very spiritual person. You know what I mean? That talks to God a lot, that sees things in her dreams. You kind of have that discernment. You know what I mean? So you tend to pick up on little things. It's just how you're gonna act on it, when you're gonna act on it, if it's necessary to act on it, if you need to just block this person out from now. You know what I mean? These are the decisions that you have to make. It's trying
Mm-hmm.
because you just want, especially me, that's like the wild child. I just want to live life,
Yeah.
but you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your heart. You have to protect your money. So you have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that must be so tough. I can't even wrap my mind around not having my anonymity. I think as I've gotten older, it
Mm-hmm.
means so much more to me. So even like I'm on Instagram, and even doing this podcast is like a struggle for me because I'm there and I really love watching what everybody is posting, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
so reluctant to post because it's like you don't want people to just be there to see. You want to feel as though it's genuine and it's real connections. I think it's important for people to realize that this behind the personas that you see, the people that you love, the music that you love, the people that you see on your screen, there are real people. So some of the things that people put in comments, how do you deal with that?
I don't, unless we know it personal. Okay? You know your haters. You know what I mean? Like me, at this point, I know who the haters are. I know that you have your fake page. I know that you have your people that you have in your WhatsApp group that you send out to leave negative comments. You know what I mean? I don't really pay
That's
it
a
no
lot of
mind.
effort though.
I mean, when you are obsessed with someone and when you are obsessed with taking down someone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like them hard for dead, you will, I mean, them are gonna go through it. And it's sad, and I think they're sad, but hey. So, you literally just, I really pay no mind to tell you the truth because, as I always say, 150, let's say for example, 100 negative comments is not the thoughts of 2.8 million Jamaican people or 80 billion people around the world. You know what I mean? It is not. And sometimes when you read the comments, you're like, but this never makes sense. So
Yeah.
I tend not to, I mean, we could be talking about A, and they're just like, oh, we could be talking about glasses, and they're just like, I don't like her toes, her toes. And you're like,
And
how
now
does
we're talking
this
about
even,
glasses.
they
Thank
were
you
talking
very
about
much.
glasses, like, how does this even make sense? Like,
Yeah.
you guys are so dumb. So I tend to not pay it any mind. And I use this example the other day. If you follow, for example, the hate way, Nicki Minaj get, the beating when Nicki
Oh my
Minaj get,
gosh.
and you'll be like, oh my God, they hate this woman. They hate this woman. They hate this woman. And she has had the highest grossing selling rap tour in the history of rap. You know what I mean? She's
Yes.
sold out. So you can't really see sometimes social media is not real life.
No.
Social media is what I put out there. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily everything that's happening in real life, and it's just a touch on the topic. Like you put out the podcast, and like, oh, Phoebe is a nice person. Phoebe is this,
Yeah, but
sure.
I don't
You know,
know Dottie Phoebe.
all right. You see what I mean? Is what you
You see
is
one
the
side.
persona you put
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
You see it all the time with the happy clip. Oh, we're so happy. Look at us. We're eating a sandwich. We love each other
Listen.
so much. And
Yes.
then 2 weeks later, all the pictures are gone. Like it's social media. A
Yeah,
lot of it
because you
isn't
put
real.
the highlight reels, right? You're not going when you're down and you're
Exactly.
depressed and things not going well. That's not what you're choosing to share.
No,
When
I
you're here
don't.
not done, you're not going to be like, "Oh, look at me right now."
It's like they can't. Mind you have to pay attention to it. You know, it's a great promotional tool,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good to know what's happening in the world. But for example, they made a big deal about my boots and Sashi. You should perform good, but we hate the boots, we hate the boots, we hate the boots. And
Wait,
I was just
Sashi's back?
dying. Girl, where were
Oh
you?
my
Sashi
gosh!
was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh
But yeah,
wow!
Sashi's back. So did Sashi, great performance and hit the boots. Oh my god, the boots, the boots, the boots. Mind you, anybody them not have nothing for cuss about. Cause they go out there, you perform good. So what are you gonna argue about?
You're gonna find something.
Oh, we hate the mind you, these boots are like hard to find. Everybody wants these boots. I love my boots. I'm about to wear them this weekend just for the fun of it. And so they're cussing about the boots, and I'm just like, well, because I don't take none of this seriously. I'm just like, well, Puss in Boots. I made this whole meme of myself with the cat beside it. And this was like the Saturday. The Monday I had a performance. And if I was following the comments, mind everybody was saying I performed good, but my boots, and she needs to get it together. The Monday, I'm on stage and thousands of people singing word for word. So that's what I'm saying. You can't really pay certain things right, man, because
Yeah,
social media and a real life. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Social media, yes, though it is a promotional tool, though it has its positives, it can be skewed. So you have to know what to take from it. You have to know what makes sense and what don't make sense. And guess what? All publicity is not bad publicity because they basically set me viral. So that meant more shows. That meant, you know what I mean? So I'm not really pay it no mind. Like I've been in it long enough where I'm just, if it's not personal or personal attack,
You don't
I'm not
care.
really pay no mind.
Unbothered.
And then these legs. Let's talk about these legs.
Okay, let's go there.
No meaning. Let's talk about these legs. Like having my situation with my legs,
Some people might not know though, Tifa. So
I'm gonna go into it, but what I'm
yeah,
saying is being teased or being in a position where you have been ridiculed or somewhat in the spotlight from you're a child, them things don't really bother me. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I've
And
learned
I
to develop a thick skin from an early age. So is yeah, things don't really bother me. But my legs. Let's get into these legs.
but let's before you go there, Tifa, you've always also the Tifa that I've always seen has always been really confident. Is it that you've had to develop that thick skin or build this confidence, or is it that just naturally this is who you are?
I think I'm just a Sagittarius and I don't care. And I really don't care. And then I have a mother where we got moment anyway, she did. She's just like, not Nadia, not Nadia. You know what I mean? She's like, okay, mommy, I want to ride that bike. I want to learn to ride that bicycle. She buys me a bicycle. Mommy, I think I want to sing. She enrolls me in the choir. She puts me in Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had that mother that it was when I left my house that I knew I was different. And then even then, you know what I mean? For example, when I went to prep school, you know what I mean? I picked on. But then I just formed my own little niche and hang out with my little crew with the fat kid, the kid that paid himself, the gay kid. Like all of us were friends. Like I just made the best of the situation. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you don't like me, you don't mess with me, but these people do. So you know
So
what
you
I
had
mean?
your own little village. You
Yeah, I
created
just
that.
like I've always just made the best of whatever I had. Whether it's whether it was enormous, whether it was small, I've always just made myself happy and content. And we just really, as I said, as long as it's not a personal attack, I really don't care.
Yeah. It's actually really, when you think about it, children are really mean, but they learn it from adults, because I don't know that I've ever seen a child. They might be curious, or they might be
Mhm.
like, what is this? I don't understand it. But they don't know how to be nasty and how to be mean about things.
Learn it
And
from adults.
we'll learn it from adults. So we really have to be careful about what we put out. I was teased mercilessly, them teeth like braces.
Well,
You know what I mean? The names that they used to call me growing up. And I always said to people, there is nothing that you can say to me or about me that I haven't heard. So you're right. You kind of develop this. It's like you have a scar. Under the scar tissue, if somebody pull at it wrong, sometimes it can unravel. But really and truly, that
Sometimes it get,
hardened skin,
if
it
it gets
protects you.
personal, yeah.
Yes, it protects you. So, like, shout out to all my haters. I'm still here, and those that teasing, thank you very much.
Hi,
You've made
haters.
me into this resilient person that I am right now. So, Tifa, dating.
Hmm.
What is the situation? If somebody is interested in you, what type of person are you attracted to? What's the type of
I'm
person who?
actually single right now. I actually posted something last night in my stories that
Mhm.
said, I'm not turning down any dates, any trips.
Okay.
May the best man win.
No, you would turn down dates, because sometimes people
No, it
might give
depends on the
it. They're
16 situation. I'm just
okay.
saying, I'm not like, and I think it's funny because we as Caribbean women, we don't date. As Caribbean people, we don't date.
No, I did not understand that, Tifa. I did
And
not understand that concept. I thought you meet a guy and you're with the guy forever and ever and ever,
that's
amen.
what we're taught. And as soon as,
Yes,
you meet, and you might go a little one movie, you might go a little one dinner, and they start talking, oh, we're talking.
yes,
Oh, we're
mommy.
there.
Yeah,
It's my,
so
no. And like
yes,
Americans, they date. Like, they date and
every
then they
other
make them
culture
choice. Yeah, make them
dates.
choice based upon whatever.
Yes,
I'm just, listen. Life is too short. If anything, pandemic teach me is that life is too short, and at any given moment, anything can happen. Life can
yes.
just change in a blink of an eye, and I'm just all about living my best life and having fun. And I do want to settle down.
Hmm.
Career not fall and wish me to have somebody for lock up with, but yeah, I'm open to meeting someone, dating.
Tifa, are you saying then, because I mean, I'm not on the market, but I
Hmm.
don't think that if somebody wasn't financially secure at my big age, that I would necessarily be attracted to financial
No, well, let me tell you
insecurity.
what, you know, you gotta have certain standards and credentials
Yes.
where you live by. Cause me not go on the stage go bleach and mine. No man. Nope, not doing
Thank
it.
you.
Man, I need worse. I'm so ungrateful and terrible. Not doing it. But I mean, I love an ambitious man. I love a man
Mm-hmm.
with drive. Um, I love a boss. You know what I mean? Not every boss is gonna be a billionaire. But I love
That
a
is
boss.
true.
I love somebody that, you know what I mean, knows what they want, aims at what they want. You know what I mean? I love somebody that can hold a conversation with me that it's not just about how many bottles you bought in the party or your red bottoms that you I don't care. You know what I mean? I can buy my own bottles. Like I can buy my own red, but I don't care. You know, so we almost can't talk about what's happening in the world. Why is it that the sharks are coming on the shore? Like so many sharks are coming on the shore. Why is there warships in like we almost can't talk about things other than dancehall and you know what I mean? You almost can't make me laugh. You almost can't laugh about certain things. One must can get up and go to a Greek restaurant if you've never been to a Greek restaurant, just for the sake of saying, we tried a Greek restaurant. You know what I
Open
mean?
to
I
new
want somebody that
experiences.
exactly that
Yes.
I can make happy memories with, have conversations with, build something with, even if it's not a business, but we can build together. You know what I mean? Because we might
Yeah.
not have the same insights or we might not have the same, you know what I mean, thoughts or, direction when it come on to business, but we click. But yeah, I'm just looking for somebody that's fun, that have them head on them body, somebody with good hygiene.
Oh yes.
And somebody that can make me laugh. I mean, don't like me, man. You don't have to be the richest man in the world, but I like nice things. So yeah. And I like to be treated, even if it's flowers, even if it's, you know what I mean? It's the thought sometimes. I'm not saying, oh, you need to go buy me a Cartier necklace. Or me need a Patek watch right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
So how do you meet? Because how do you meet these people then? Because for me, back in our days, you
mm-hmm,
met people face to face.
mm-hmm.
No, somebody might slide into your DM. A lot of things happen virtually, or you might be on an app, or can the average guy just walk up to you and have a conversation and you'd be
It
open to it? Or if
depends.
somebody
I
slid
mean,
in your
if
DM?
my bulldog them not their own and yeah. But I mean, I'd hear you out. I mean, if I'm in the mood to hear you out, but I
Because you
guess
can, you know that you sometimes have a look on your face, right? Where you do a thing where people can't really read. So they're like, until you smell, it's like, oh my God, where are we? Are we good? So and you then spoke about your bulldog. So how does somebody approach you then?
DM um events like on my off time, like when you know what I mean, I'm off trekking and doing whatever wild things I love to do. My last real relationship, I was at an event in Art Basel, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
and the person just came up to me and he was just like, "You're gonna fix my life," and I'm like, "Word?"
Oh,
And he was just like, "Yes," and he put his phone out, and I was just like, "You know what? You're brave. Let me put my number in." The stuff just happened. Stuff literally just happens. Like I have literally had, I must say, big men, like known boss, big men, come up to me like, "I'm your number one fan. Sign my shirt. Um, I'm really just using this because I've loved you forever. I want to get to know you as a person." You know what I mean? Like they come up to me in many different ways. Yeah, usually at events are, as I said, at my downtime, like if I'm at a beach, if I'm at a resort, if I'm at an event or something like they would approach me and talk to me.
yeah. And you've said, by the way, so here's the thing. You've said that you've been engaged quite a few times. Tifa, if you're engaged and you don't make it down the aisle, should the woman keep the ring or give it back?
It's like you gave it to me. Why am I giving it back to you? Why am I giving it? Wait, why am I giving it back to you? You gave it to me. None of the time then that the engagements ever worked out was my fault. So why am I giving it back to you? It's all right. Just like anything else, it's an investment. Yep, you literally have say, all right, this is. I'm putting this on you as a symbol of us moving to the next level. I'm giving you
But
this,
yeah, but it's also a promise, right? So if the promise is broken, the man
and
is
then
like,
me
well, you
broke
take
it,
back.
and it's not me break it. That's why you have insurance and then put certain things in your name, right? Even these rings, they can be insured and
That
then
is
put it
true.
in your name. Yeah.
So if
So
you break the engagement, then does that mean that you need to give back the ring?
if it's in my name and I never get back to you, who knows? Anything can happen. Suppose it bitter, I'm gonna say, I don't want to keep this. We can't go sell it. I don't want a
Yeah.
reminder of it.
Okay then. So listen, gents, Tifa's not giving you back that ring. Don't
No, I'm not
even
giving it back
ask.
to you. Behave yourself, make it work, and then you can give me the other ring to match that ring, and then yeah, life will work out.
I love that. What's the most significant experience in your life that's shaped the person that you are today?
Mm, More significant experience. I would have to say my childhood.
Mm,
It's more than one thing. I'd have to say my childhood in terms of the three surgeries that I've had. With my legs, the three major surgeries that I did as a child, I had three major surgeries between I think 5 and 11.
mm,
Had to learn to walk again 3 times. And I think every time I get discouraged, I'm reminded of that. I'm reminded that you literally like had to learn. We'll call it fork. I mean, did learn already. You literally had to learn to walk again. Like you've been through the worst before the age of 12. You know what I mean? You felt immense pain. You know what I mean? You felt immense pain in your life before the age of 12. Whether it be ridicule, whether it be surgery pain, whether it be injection, whether it be needles in my legs, whether it be. And I'm reminded every single time when I think back, I'm reminded every single time you can do this.
mm-hmm.
You've literally passed the worst before the age of 12. Like you can do this. Get up. Just like how you learn for walk again the 3 time, then after you learn for creep and walk initially. Get up and move. Do what you need to do. Yeah.
Is there anything that you think you can't do? Because you've gone through so much.
I don't. Probably the only thing I'm afraid of is suicide. Like, I couldn't kill myself. Like,
Mm-hmm,
I couldn't bring myself to kill myself. But I don't think about the things that I'm afraid of. I just think about the things that I want. And I
mm-hmm.
just go for it. I just go for it.
Boy, you take that mentality for granted though, because it's not the same for everybody. For me, for a very long time, I think I was just afraid of failure and I don't know why. So I think even the fear of failure cripple you, because you fail before you even, it's like failure to launch.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for a long time I was afraid, oh, what if it's not great? But what is greatness even? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what the height can be until you get there anyways.
I just,
But
listen, you have to get rid of that mindset that you just have to just know, okay, I want to do this.
and just go
And
for it.
I'm just do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sit and make a plan and see. I mean, what avenues, you know what I mean, who you
Mm-hmm.
know that you can gain the knowledge from, or, that would, and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
When I
I love
started
that.
this music thing, a lot of people are like, oh, you can't do it. Oh, you live uptown. Oh, um, you go university. Dancehall people are for this. I remember Cecile and Tommy Chin were the only light skinned people at that time.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
everybody did look a particular way. You have to dress a particular way. They literally told me, better you're right for people. And I was just like, nah. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it by my own terms. Like I am, because not because of where I come from or if I have a degree or what you might think of me. I have a talent. I am
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican, so only if you tell me say I can't sing dancehall or reggae music. And a Jamaica I come from. And a Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
I originate from. When I sing
Yeah.
Spanish, you know what I mean? When I come from Africa, when I sing Afrobeat, so you gotta tell me. And I literally just sat and I worked at it and I just wrote my songs and I promoted my songs and literally Broadcast Commission made a rule that said they didn't want any more bleeps in the songs. You have to make clean versions of the songs. And by that time I had enough chronic girl and bottom of the barrel and I was just like, well, I know me face there already. If I can't sing no more off sing, I can spell no more off spell. And that is literally how Spell It Out was made. And it changed my life. So yeah, you're not gonna know Phoebe until you make the first step. You have to
That
make the
is
first
true.
step.
That
And
is
even
true.
when you make the first step, you're gonna have your failures. You're gonna have those people that discourage you. You're gonna have those people
Mm-hmm.
that tell you you can't do it. When I was singing Spell It Out, I was literally on the road shows. It wasn't even recorded. And I went on a cross country road show that took me to the 14 parishes. And by the time I recorded it and put it out, Jamaica already
It
knew
was
the song.
known. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember them time them I tell us, oh, you have to sing naked, naked and skin out and wear cut up. And even now I get cussing feet because my style of even dressing is not because I wear what I like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I
Not
follow
what they say
trend.
is trendy. There you
Exactly. I
go.
follow trend. But that's do me. And it work. You know what I mean? And most people identify with real. Just
Mm-hmm.
like your podcast now. Most people identify with real. You're having a real conversation.
Yeah.
You never come with one piece of paper. So how did it get started? So it's a male dominated business. You never come and ask the same dumb questions or them always ask where them can go take from your bio. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So you will thrive. You just have to keep pushing. And as I
Yeah.
say, make the connects, make the links, ask questions, try to meet up with people that know more about this, ask about engagement, and just put yourself in a position where you can better yourself. You know what I
That
mean? Or you
is
can
true.
get this thing moving. But I don't think about the things that I can do. I don't pay attention to the things that I cannot do or I don't want to do. It's weird. I don't know. I just think about the things that I want to do and
And
figure
you
out,
just do it.
well, all right, so I need to do this. All right, oh, I'm going to do this now. That's how I think. All right, okay. So this way not working. What's plan B? What's plan C? What's plan D?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm going to just do it. Remember, I said I had said I was done with this. I can't tell the people them. I'm going to
But
retire
why though?
and I'm over
Why?
it. No.
Why?
Again, you just have haters. And again,
Mm-hmm.
you work so hard. And remember, I have not had a manager since 2000, the beginning of 2009. Everything that you've seen since 2009 has
You.
been me.
Mm-hmm.
I've had consultants, I've had agents, but I give the last word. You know what I mean? Every
Mm-hmm.
CD from back then, every video where you see, I paid for it. Me.
Wow.
You know what
You
I mean?
invest in yourself.
Exactly. So especially when you're in a male dominated field and you do these things as a woman and like, how is she doing it? You know what I mean? You have to remember that at the time, I was literally sitting on like a corporate empire. Like I had every endorsement. Because again, I had aligned myself with the right people. And again, not only did I appeal to the dancehall masses, but you could send me in a school to speak with young girls. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You
You
have
could.
that universal appeal.
So and a lot of people hated that. Like, why is she getting all of the endorsement? But in a fact, no time to show them. So if corporate decide that they want to invest in me, what you think me gonna do? Ball because when I put in on a contract say, she not for the pan a show with me? No. I'm gonna hustle and I'm gonna make my money otherwise because that's what I do. I'm a businesswoman. You know what I mean? My talent is my business. And I got good school. Me I feel I got good school.
Yes,
And
yes, you did.
I'm a hustle because I'm a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people just did not like that. Like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people thought that I was just in their way and they had I guess a younger artist or a newer
Why
artist or a
I
newer
don't
person that
understand why people think that there's only one place. It's everywhere in a Tifa. If you're in corporate and there's another woman, it might be a black woman, it might just be another woman.
and there's
It's like
nothing wrong with
there's
that
not
because I
space for all of us. Of course there is. It's a
exactly
pie. You can't slice it up. You might have a bigger piece. It's okay.
no,
All of
no,
us can eat from that same pie.
no, they literally just wanted to shut everything down and
Yeah.
she made too much. She needs to go and do something else. And I was just like, okay, all right. Let me go. Let me move to Florida and let me, open some businesses and, dabble in some other things. But when you're an artist and you're a true artist, it never leaves you.
No.
And as much as you try to run away from it, and as much as God has a very funny way of just throwing you back into it, because I was here and some stuff wasn't going right. And my parents had gotten sick and I was back and forth. Thank God every them good now. I was
Yeah.
going back and forth and then it was during the pandemic and my agent at the time was like, hey, they've seen everybody else that was able to fly, that was able to do shows. Are you doing shows? Because I'm getting requests for you for shows. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yes. And she literally just booked a tour just like that. And I'm like, but I thought nobody wanted to see me again. based up of these nasty comments. But think nobody never want to see me. I think my time bit up. I thought, it wasn't a thing. And she literally booked a 2-month tour just like
Just
that.
like that. Mm.
And then it slapped me in my face again when I was on the stage. And there were people singing the songs word for word. And I'm like, but this never makes like this. That's why I say you can't follow people, you can't follow social media. Because real life and social media is two different things. And I was just like, for her to book a tour just like that, 2 months, and for me to like, let's say 97% of the events were sold out. And for me to be just up there and doing my thing, I was just like, well.
Yeah.
And then I kept getting other calls to do things. And then I got the call from Kabaka. And we're going to do the song. And then that turned out to be a big Grammy project. And I'm just like, if God not show you a sign, little girl, I don't know what else to tell you. Because I keep on, I get slapped in the face, like, wake up. You know what I mean? And then I had other friends and family that were here. They were like, Tifa, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Your space is your space. Their space is their space. You cannot allow these people to
Derail you
drag
from
you
what is
to arm
yours.
because them
Yeah.
greedy and because them feel like for them artists feel it no more. They
Mm-hmm.
want a monopoly on certain things. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just go do my thing. And then in the
Yeah.
last half now, here comes Kamara McGregor. DM, you want to work? And I'm like, sure. And then life just like literally just changed. Had a new
Yeah.
team, had a new and then so yeah, you have to just follow the signs and know what you're doing. Because if it's
Mm-hmm.
for you, you will always be thrusted back into it and you won't have a choice. God, I got always
Yeah.
just it's a little girl.
Yeah. You're super spiritual.
Super.
Why and how?
Um, you know what it is? Being in this industry, I've seen a lot of things. I was naive to a lot of things. And a lot of things happened to me. And that made me realize, sometimes you come to certain things that exist or let me tell you, there's good and there's evil in this world.
Mm.
And I literally had to draw closer to God and draw closer to myself and draw closer to the symbols and the signs and the discernments and the dreams. Because a lot of us have certain gifts.
Yeah.
I literally just had to draw closer to it. You know what I mean? Especially to God. And strong up back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I literally just started feeling better. And it started to flow again. The writing, you know what I mean? Everything just started to flow again once I just dedicated myself and once I just draw closer to certain things.
Yeah. And I think people really confuse spirituality and religion. Because I don't think I think it's connected, but I don't think it's necessarily the same thing. But
Mm-mm.
Tifa, when I tell you, I grew up with my mother bringing me to church nearly every day of the week. And I went to UWI and I was like, party. I tried to get as far. I tried to get as
Union
far.
lit every Thursday. Lit
Listen to me, Integration Thursday,
every
and
Thursday.
listen every Thursday. But I tell you, no more than when you speak about discernment, it really, really hit me, because you see, anytime I've had that, I've learned to listen to my gut or listen to whatever it is that's speaking to me. Because anytime I veer off path or do something that don't feel right, it's like I know, even while I'm making the decision, I know
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is not the right thing, and I
And
know
every
it.
time you go
But
against it slap you. Slap you in the head.
always, and it hurts because I
Mm-hmm.
know that like this is not something that I should have been doing anyways. So I'm learning to tune in a little bit more, and then like it just happens in the oddest way. Sometimes I don't even know how I know things, but I just know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just tuning into that. Some people call it the universe. Some people call it God, Allah,
Mm-hmm.
Jah, whatever it is. Just tune into that and recognizing that there's more to you and there's more to this world than what you can see.
True.
You know?
True. Definitely true.
Yeah. So Tifa, what's next for you?
I
What do you
literally
want to achieve for yourself? Because you've achieved so much so far.
Alright, I'm on a 2-week break. So I'm literally learning again to just lie down. Just lay down. Just don't
Yeah.
just lay down. Just rest. So I'm resting and doing the Latifa things. I'm being
Mhm.
Latifa right now, except for this podcast. But technically, I'm Latifa in the podcast. But anyway,
I think we've
but
seen
then
Latifa in the podcast.
yeah.
Tifa show up, but it's really Latifa.
But I go back to work, go back to doing my shows. I have new songs coming out, new projects coming out. But it has always been my goal and my aim and my dream to have a song on Billboard in the Billboard Hot 100. I want to be in the top 10.
Yes.
The script was surfaced already years ago. We back it up, but I really want to be like, I really want to have that Diana King Patra status. You know what I mean? That
Yes.
Martha Griffiths, Grace Jones. Yeah. That's what I've always wanted to do. Like, these people cuss and they say, yeah, Queen, this and Princess Abd. Listen, I just want a Billboard hit.
You're not
So that's what
fighting for
I'm
the
working on.
title, you just want a Billboard
Listen,
hit.
could I be dancehall, dog, frog, fear, and care? I just want a Billboard hit. I just want a Billboard Hot
Hold on.
100 hits. And I'm good. You know what I mean? That's all I've ever wanted. Whether whether it be me, myself, or I write it for somebody, that's all I've ever wanted. That's literally all I've that's literally I feel like when that happen, then maybe I'll retire for true. And I'll go open my little school and yeah.
I hear that. Of all, you've got a vast catalogue of all the songs that you've written, performed. Which is your favorite?
So I don't think I have a favorite per
You don't
se.
have one that you prefer to perform at every, because I can't imagine going on stage and basically doing essentially the same music over and over. Obviously, you get a different energy from the
Yeah, it's a
crowd,
different.
and
It's weird with me. Like, okay, I would have to say I spell it out. I would have to say a jealous over. Like certain songs I could not
I
go on
like
this
Jealous Over. When I heard Jealous Over,
and
it's like, okay, Tifa.
like I could not go on a stage and not do. You know what I mean?
You need to do Dash Out as well.
No, that's like there's certain songs I
Okay.
can't leave out of the set. But but then I don't have a favorite anything.
Yeah, you have a favorite something. You might
I
not have a
know
favorite
the
song.
only favorite thing I have is my mom and the beach. Like I don't have a favorite anything.
So
But
you
like
don't have
no, like,
favorite food. Mm-hmm.
for example, no, I love performing a song called Big Head Boy.
Okay.
It's a song. Well, it's not a personal song about my ex, but it's a song about a ex, about exes, like the ex that you hate, ex that you want to drown or poison.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically this. That's basically the
Drown or
this.
poison. I don't want to drown
that's
you or poison you anymore, sir.
that's basic, and you'd be surprised. Like when I go on the stage, I'm say, "I got the girl them eat them ex. What's up, blank?" And the whole crowd lift up, and I'm like, "Damn." So,
However, I believe we got to this song in a second. I believe if you hate your ex, you need to examine that a little bit more because
hey, people don't need an excuse.
because
People don't need an excuse to do bad things to you. People kill people every day for fun.
no,
Exactly. People don't need an excuse
true,
to do, but
but
people people
but
just do bad
but love
things.
is very adjacent to hate because you're feeling intensely.
But all right, but it makes you question things because was it even love to begin with? A lot of these people are great both men and women are great pretenders.
Oh yeah. Well, even the greatest love can go sour. But if I am hating you, that means that I still have feelings that I don't know what to do with those feelings. So I've transformed it into something. I aim to be indifferent.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because suppose you had $1 million and them thief the $1 million out of the account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What?
Suppose it's funny. I was watching this as TikTok is like the new like I hardly watch TV now because of TikTok. But
Everybody said that, but we
I'm
can't get
too
into it. But
I'm so
anyways.
it's so entertaining. But um this woman was talking about a woman that left. Her parents had filed for her. She got her stay in Canada. She took her 2 kids and she literally was, working her ass off to find for this man to come to America, not to Canada. Um, he had fallen on some rough times. She's like, that's my baby daddy. You know what I mean? She was paying rent at this place for him. And him literally living at the place with the next woman. And I take her money and I'm... So that make me eat for them things there. So you can't say that I love it, but make a vex for certain things because that's a
Yeah,
disrespect.
I will dislike you thoroughly, and I might hold on
Exactly.
to, and I'll hold
Exactly.
on to it for a very long time.
And it was
But
crazy because when the woman got out, the other lady answered and she was just like, "Oh, you're his aunt."
okay.
And then when the man finally come at the house, he was just like, the two wanna team up against me. I don't want this. I don't like this teaming up against this,
So
not this.
now he's the victim. Okay, sir.
You wouldn't hate him for that?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Moving on.
Yes, let's agree to disagree on that one. I just, you know what? I'm at a stage in my life where I'm just trying not to, me not hold on the feelings. Because that means say you have a power over me when me really not want you. So I will
I'll
be
hate you.
upset.
True, but I'm gonna hate you if you steal my money. I'm gonna hate you if I'm paying rent for you and you're living in the house with another woman and telling the woman that I'm your aunt.
Yeah, yeah.
May I vex it because that's a disrespect.
That is a level. Listen,
Okay. I'm gonna
we've
hate you if I'm working 3 jobs just so that you can have a roof over your head and taking care of our 2 kids.
yeah, you know
May I
what,
vex it?
Tifa? I'm really not at the stage in my life where I'm gonna be working 2 jobs to take care of any grown men. You do one and I'll do one and let's combine
And you keep
resources.
seeing these stories of late because guess what? Again, especially from our culture, you're told if you're a particular age and you don't have a man or you don't have any children, you're less than you're supposed to settle down. You're supposed to. That's a woman's job. That's what you're supposed to do. And not everybody's gonna have the white horse and the picket fence. Some of us are meant to be rich aunties.
You know what? And for all the rich aunties out there, I have 2 kids who are always on the market.
But it come back to my
Just,
point. And these women put up with anything because I'm my man. I'm gonna make a girl take my man, even though the man I give them bad treatment.
but you know what? I
And
think women need to wise up, and we need to. I think that that's a young girl thing. I don't think anybody who's at a certain stage in life really have look at things through that lens. And if you do, you need to examine yourself. I'm not judging, but I'm judging. You really need to examine yourself.
it's
I'm
true.
I'm not trying to define myself by any man what he wants to do.
No,
And you
and
know the other thing that we need to stop doing as women? Stop looking at the other woman as a problem.
thank you.
Because I've been guilty in the past of thinking, oh, she did this. No, she didn't. He was
He
there for the
allowed it,
taking. Thank
and
you
he
very
allowed
much.
it.
So for all the women I've offended in the past, I'm sorry. I wasn't evolved. I'm still evolving. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I'm working on me. Tifa, you know what? I am so conscious that you don't have the entire day to talk to me. So here what? When you get to your Billboard 100, you have to promise me that we're going to talk about it. No, no. When you get it, because you know what? I have been rooting for you from the sidelines. I'm like,
Thank you. Thank
you
you.
know, yeah, because you see, when you see somebody who you're dedicated to your craft, you work so hard. And I know that it's not easy being in the public eye and having the scrutiny, having people just see you as a commodity. Because that's all them see us sometimes,
Mhm.
a commodity. Again, I'll say it again. Behind everybody that you see in the public eye, there are real people. Be kind to
Yeah.
the people. Sometimes if you're not have nothing good to say, just don't say nothing.
Scroll.
Yeah, just that little movement where you just roll your hands up. Anyways, but Tifa, thank you so very much for
Thank you for having
sitting
me.
down with
It
me
was
and having the
fun.
converse. I had so much
It
fun.
was fun. It was fun. But like, I just like that it's not one of those boring things. Like it's not like because I'd be like, yeah,
You'd be
so
like, I have a thing to do. It's raining cats and dogs. It's flooding out, but I'm gonna go swim out of here.
said swim.
Hey, I can't swim. I need to learn. I
As
need
a
to learn.
as a mermaid, I'm telling you, you need to swim. Learn to swim.
Lord, you have to make it look so like a whole mermaid.
Like a whole mermaid.
Yeah. This podcast is all about inspiring people to go after the things that they want to achieve, not forgetting about the dreams that they had. Because a lot of times we have things that we want to do, and for some reason we bury them and we think it's not possible. Is there anything that you'd want to say to anybody who's listening?
One of my mom's best friend's dad, God rest his soul, passed on something to her, and she passed on something to me. And he always said, the older you get, the less you have to think about, the much better it is for you. Don't focus on the things that you can't fix. Don't focus on the things that you can't do. Focus on the things that you can and do it.
I love
And I've
that.
lived by that, and life just better.
Yeah, focus on the things that you can do it and can do
Mhm.
and just do it.
Mhm.
The end. Tifa, thank you so very much.
Thanks for
Billboard
having me.
100, we're putting it
At
out
24
there.
come.
We are coming for that, and then all of us will be cheering, and I'll pull this up and say, you remember when she did say,
What is EM?
I want to be, Tifa, you really mess with people and them spelling it over. I want a DEM.
EM.
Well,
But thank you for having me, Phoebe. It was great reconnecting with you, and
it was
all the
great
best.
reconnecting, and all the best to you,
I think
Tifa.
you're gonna do wonderful things with the podcast. I'm putting
I
this out there in
hope
the
so.
universe.
I
Don't hope you're
really,
gonna do this. Don't
we're
hope
gonna do it. We're gonna
you're gonna.
DWEET.
Bye, Phoebe.